Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jordan. Welcome. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how you can create a highly competitive resume. This is going to be a two-part series or two-part video. The first one, I really want to talk about formatting and overall best practices so that we can get ready for part two, which is going to be more so of what actually goes in the resume. So if you're interested, stay tuned.
Hey guys, Jordan here. I just wanted to quickly talk to you guys about the Boss Vault. The Boss Vault is where I keep a lot of my trainings, the recordings, I keep templates and blog posts that don't end up on my blog, and just a lot of great information for you. So if you're looking to jumpstart your career, make sure you check out the Boss Vault. The link will be down in the description below.
So what is the goal of a resume? The goal of your resume is to actually articulate your experience and show the hiring manager, recruiter, whoever is looking at it, why you are the best candidate for the job. It'll get your foot in the door and you'll be able to interview and then knock their socks off. But before that, we have to get down to formatting your resume. All right, so let's start with a few best practices. So one thing you've probably heard is no fancy schmancy resumes. So keep the colors to black and white, keep the font to something that's very neutral like Times New Roman or Arial. Make sure that the font size is not too big but not too small, and make sure you're using the correct type of headings. All of this stuff is very minute, but it could really help you in seeing the visualization of your resume. The more appealing to the eye your resume is, and I'm not talking about fancy writing, I'm talking about how when we look at a piece of paper and things are nicely sectioned out and there's headings and there's bullet points and we actually want to read it versus big chunky paragraphs or a ton of white space. And you'll see more of this when we actually do part two of this video where we'll go into more detail. But all of that white space, all of that like extra big fonts, fancy cursive fonts, no. Boring is the new it. One thing that I have seen is in the creative space or the creative industry, such as marketing and design, I have seen people try to get a little fancy with their resume. There are tons of templates out there that you can use. The only thing that I would suggest is that you make sure that these templates are able to get through the ATS. The ATS is the applicant tracking system. Again, we'll get into this in part two, but it's basically a system that will scan your resume looking for keywords and different things to make you qualified. And if the robot can't read your resume because there's some picture or graphic or something that it can't read, then you're going to really hurt your chances of getting a job. Another thing that I've seen a lot is pictures on resumes. Here in the States, the United States, that's not something that you see a lot on resumes. So no pictures, no crazy graphics, just keep it boring and simple, because when you do that, you let your actual expertise and experience shine through rather than some fancy schmancy resume. Last thing on best practices, grammar, spelling, it all counts. Make sure that you have spell check or someone else proofread your resume before you submit it, because you would hate to have all those wonderful action words and action verbs and they're misspelled. So make sure you go ahead and do that as well. Okay, next I want to talk about formatting, but before I do, I want to let you guys know that I will be having a workshop, the Winning Resume Workshop, and that'll be next week. If you're watching this after it's come out and after the training is over, don't worry, I will leave a link down in the description below so that you can check out the replay of this workshop. But if you would like to come live, please feel free. It is going to be next week from the release of this video, and it's going to be down in the description below. It's going to be great. We're going to go through line by line what you need to do for your resume, because I know resumes are the bane of everyone's existence, and so I really want to help you guys out, and we're going to go through this together. So if you would like that live interaction and help with your resume, feel free to check down in the description below for my Winning Resume Workshop. All right, so back to our regularly scheduled program. So basically, formatting is going to be a little bit different for everybody because not everybody is going to use the same template or the same format. But for all intensive purposes, your heading is your name, your full name, your address, only your city and your state. You're gonna do your LinkedIn URL, and there's a way for you to do a custom LinkedIn URL so it's not this long piece of text taking up your space. And I will be showing you how to do that on the Winning Resume workshop. So make sure you guys click down in the description to sign up for that. And then you're gonna have other things like your number and your email, and it's going to be all beautiful at the top. Next is gonna be your summary section. And this is basically just a couple of lines about how your experience correlates with the job description and what they're looking for. Next, depending on your formatting, is going to be your education section. You wanna use your collegiate or college, university, education, and anything above. So bachelor's, master's, PhD, unless you are just coming out of high school and you're trying to get a job, then you would include your high school education. But if you are out of school, like I think most of you are, then you're gonna go from college, from bachelor's and up, and not include your high school education. Okay, so the next section is going to be your experience section, and a lot of people get tripped up on this. We're gonna go over this in part 2 and in my Winning Resume workshop, but I wanna make sure that you guys have a good understanding of this section. And so the experience section is where you're gonna put the previous jobs, positions, experience that you have. And you're gonna go in chronological order, meaning you're gonna start from the present and work your way back as you work your way down. So let's say 2021, 2020, 2019, 2018, and all the way down. And so by doing this, you're gonna show them what positions that you have. And a lot of people get tripped up because they talk about responsibilities more so than accomplishments. You wanna talk about your accomplishments and what you've done in your previous jobs to help articulate your experience as you go into the next one. And again, we'll be talking a lot more about this in part 2. The next section that you can include are skills. And this is really going to be dependent on the industry and job that you're going for or want to go for, because there are a ton of skills that someone could put on their resume, such as different computer languages, different computer skills, different creative and design skills. It just really depends, but you can put your skills section more so towards the bottom, depending on what your format dictates. And finally, you can put things like volunteer work, organizations you belong to, and community outreach that you have done. This can either be at the bottom or on the side, again, depending on what format you use. Make sure you guys stick around for part 2, and I will see you there. Bye.